We are high school students, so we don't really have to worry about Chicago or AP, but our main focus is MLA because that is used pretty much in most majors, and it's just one of the well-known formats, and it's what we're going to be using in class. So, video. I will be uploading this video that I'm currently talking in right now on this slide, so once you move on from this slide, you will see this slide with me talking about what the assignment is and talking about the slides and such. So today we're going to be talking about MLA formatting and paper and what the assignment is going to be for tomorrow. So this is the basic or the most common style or paragraphs. Really is nothing to do with MLA, but this is just the common style or formatting of essays. So usually you have an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Now you can have 5 body paragraphs, you can have 2, you can have 20. There's not really like a strict guideline when it comes to body paragraphs, but you tend to have 1 introduction and 1 conclusion. For this assignment and for the assignment that will be led up later on, which I'm going to briefly just talk about later through the slides and in the video, we will need 3 body paragraphs. So, this is just basically the basic outline. I don't really agree with the introduction aspect of this outline, where it has fact, song, joke, emotion, or onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is sound, but I would not really want any of my students to include a fact or song or joke or emotion or onomatopoeia as their first sentence in their introduction, just because I feel like with what we're writing about and what we will be writing about throughout the semester, doesn't matter the books, it's not really appropriate, or doesn't really fit the format of what we're writing about. You can use this maybe in other types of writing if you're talking about jokes, or if you're talking about something musical. That would be great to add a quote from a song, but I would most likely see for the attention grabber or the hook, I would want students to either include a direct quote. It could be from a president, a famous person, Albert Einstein, a direct quote from a different novel that connects to maybe the novel that we're reading about, or the reading that we're reading about. Or it can be a question, but it has to be executed well. Like, you don't want to just ask like a random question. It needs to connect for some reason and kind of answered throughout the story. You don't want to ask about, hey, what's your favorite ice cream? And then I'm talking about hamburgers throughout the whole story. That really doesn't connect with the paper, so you want to make sure the attention grabber or the hook connects. You can even just have the first sentence giving a quick biography of the author or historical context. So if the paper is talking about, or the reading is talking about feminism, and this book or reading was written in the 1800s, you may want to add how feminism wasn't a topic that was discussed fairly often or was considered taboo, or gender roles, just fairly quickly in the first sentence. And then the introduction should be about 4 to 5 sentences, I feel like is good. After the first sentence, like I said, the attention grabber, you want to give just a quick synopsis of what the story is about, quick biography of what the story is about. If you're going to be talking about specific characters throughout the story, you might want to include the character and like who they are. Just very quickly, you want to do the biography, let's say 2 to 3 sentences, and then my math might be wrong here, but the last sentence you just want to have the thesis statement. And thesis statement is basically what you're arguing and is going to be discussed throughout your whole paper, so that's like your backbone of your paper. If I want to talk about how ice cream is healthy, or how ice cream is good for people, it's not a very complex thesis, but it can be argued. Somebody else can say, no, that ice cream isn't good, or it's not healthy for you. So if I say it is healthy for you, throughout my body paragraphs, and as you can see, the lettuce, the tomato, the pickles, the onions, the cheese, the meat, that's your body paragraph. You're going to give evidence as in why it's healthy for you. So I'm supporting my thesis. So you may say in the body paragraph, well, in the topic sentence, you want to kind of transition and make sure that your introduction or the paragraph before it connects to the next paragraph that you're currently in. So I might say ice cream assist during wisdom teeth removal and can be the most suitable option. And then throughout that paragraph of wisdom teeth removal and ice cream, you can give evidence to support that claim that I'm making, either through through different credible sources. It could be through a book or through a database or a website, or you can even go to your own dentist and ask them, hey, I got my wisdom teeth removed and I know that ice cream really helped me. But maybe for someone that's lactose intolerant, it's like, what? Well, I can't eat ice cream. So that's kind of the point I'm making. Your thesis has to be debatable, has to be clear, and then your body paragraphs are supporting your thesis. And the conclusion, you're wrapping it up. You're restating your topic and your thesis. You can even somehow connect what your paper's about to current time. So sexism, if your paper is about sexism and you're having topics surrounding sexism, you can have in your conclusion a current situation or current event that is on the topic of sexism and can connect your entire paper. So after students watch me, what I'm doing right now, making a video of what MLA formatting is, you will have to write a paper later on, but you will complete an in-class assignment tomorrow, and you can also even finish it the 20th, which is the day after tomorrow, and you will complete this assignment. How to write an essay with a hamburger. I make a little joke. I explain the importance of learning how to write correctly, learning how to do MLA, and then you get showed how to use the novel that we have just read, How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent, and be able to apply it to the MLA formatting and apply it to correctly writing an essay. So as you can see here, the introduction, I'd want you to write or try to create a hook or attention grabber. It's okay if it's not perfect or if you have a hard time. We will work together as a class. I will answer any questions. Like, everyone's working on their own, but we will work in class, and you can ask your peer, hey, what do you think about this? If they like it, they can tell you. If they think, we will be working in class, or everyone's individually doing their own work. Then you give the brief, the thesis. Then I want to say this real quick for the first body paragraph, or any of the body paragraphs. When you do the topic sentence where it says textual evidence, when you take a quote from the story to give textual evidence of what you're going to use for that body paragraph, you need to make sure to include page numbers. And I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to show you how to do that now in a second. So I just want to, before I do direct quotes, I want to talk about the guidelines of what MLA is. The guideline, this is what makes it MLA. Double space, 2-point font size, Times New Roman, 1-inch margin, and a works cited. So in other styles of formatting in AP in Chicago, instead of works cited, it will say something differently. But works cited is basically you citing the work, the work that you use that's someone else's. And then you're going to write page numbers on the right-hand corner in the header. So as you can see, this is kind of how it would look like. On the right-hand corner in the header, you write your last name, page number. On the left-hand corner under the header, your name, teacher's name, class name, date. And it may look a little bit confusing. Why is the date before the month? But that's the way it's done in MLA. So you'd put 12th of October 2022 or 15th of October 2022. And then right after the date, you just align the title to the middle of the page, and you write the title of whatever your paper's about. So as you can see here, the rise of technology is in the middle of the page, like aligned in the middle. You can see the header, so the arrow that points to the header. When you want to do the header, you need to press insert, and you will see page number pop up in the drop down box. You press page number and there will be numbers. When you do that, the page number will try to go on the left hand corner where you see above your name. You are going to press, you see where it has the blue on the icon, like the little icon? You're going to press the third one where it's everything's on the right hand side, and that's how you get your last name and the page number on the right hand corner of the page. You are going to click out of the header, you double space it. You see how this is in the header? Because in the header, every single page will have your last name and the page number, and it automatically changes the number to the page. So if you're on page 2, it will automatically change it to page 2. So you don't have to do that work. But if you keep your name and you write your whole paper in that header, it's not going to look right. You're basically going to have, it's going to look completely blank the rest of your paper, and you're just going to have that really long header. So you need to make sure you X out of the header. You put, like I said, your name, teacher's name, class, date. You can see here the introduction. And then instead of making a double, an extra space to go to the next paragraph, you just literally finish your sentence and then go on the next line and just indent. And you will see on your keyboard where it says tab, you just press that and it will indent the paragraph for you. So MLA citation. When you do MLA citation, you need to make sure to include in-text citation. Now, you might think, well, I already have a works cited page. Why do I have to include in-text citation? This is important because it allows me as the reader to know what exact number, page number you're looking at and where you got this information from. So when you do in-text citation, you do author's last name, comma, page number. Now, you may hear people talking because my brother just got home from school. So, for example, if you do a direct quote from a story and there's no talking involved, for example, all this talk of food is making me hungry, you make sure to include quotation marks the beginning of the direct quote, at the end of the direct quote, and then you make sure to include parentheses, last name, comma, page number, parentheses, closed, and a period after it. If you do verbal, you do parentheses at the starting of the quote, but you do just one little one where it looks like an upside down comma, or I believe it's called apostrophe, and then you start off the conversation, you close it out, and then you double close the entire direct quote. You do the same thing. You do last name, page number. This is underneath where it says my last name, first name. That's just a citation itself. That's what you put in your works cited page. And your works cited page is almost similar to your introduction, your first page. The only thing about a works cited page is it doesn't matter if in your 5th page you literally only took up 3 sentences in the top. You have to create a whole other page for your works cited. Your works cited page is by itself. It's its own page. So you pick the works cited page, you align it to the middle, and then you just include your your citation, your author's last name, title of the reading, publisher, comma, and the date it was published. Now, I want to make sure everyone knows, if you use a direct quote and you do not use quotation marks, these little things, the quotations, the 2 commas upside down and above, and in-text cite, which I showed before, last name, page number, that is plagiarizing. If you paraphrase, which is using your own words to explain someone else's work, and do not include in-text citation, that is plagiarizing. Plagiarizing is taking someone else's work and trying to pass it off as your own by not giving any credit to the original author. And if you both, whether you do direct quotes or paraphrasing, needs a works cited page. So basically, just make a works cited page. You need to do that. How the Garcia girls, when you're doing the paper and when you're doing this assignment, is someone else's works. You have to automatically give credit where it's due. There will be serious consequences if you do not cite at all throughout your whole paper. The whole point of this assignment of doing the paper later on and doing the this assignment, how to write an essay with a hamburger, is basically to ensure students know how to write MLA format and apply MLA format in their essay and develop a well-structured paper about their sign reading. So this is a quick info for what the essay is going to look like later on after we finish the hamburger lesson, which is this lesson right now, and we've already finished the novel. You will do paper, we will have class workshops, which we will talk about it in class, how to do the assignment, and I will give you my feedback, and students will be able to give you feedback. The peer evaluation, once that's done, you have a paper. Paper will be 3 to 4 pages long, and you'll be able to use this worksheet that you will complete tomorrow in class. You'll be able to use this worksheet that you worked in class, and you'll be able to use it to do your paper, so you don't really have to worry about doing research. You can just take your quotes, take your topic sentences, and basically just put it on a paper and just add more information, and then that's pretty much it.